Hey guys, Ila here, and yeah, I'm back. I have my creativity battery recharged, and it's already World of Tanks 1.0. Everything looks so cool and fancy. Some bugs there, but I guess they're getting rid of them already. And we are learning to play this game again, because even though the maps kept their general look, a lot of smaller details were changed, and it means that some bombs that you liked are not there anymore. Some bushes were moved, some rocks were moved, removed, I don't know, redecorated, whatever. So these small things make large difference on the battlefield. I'm not even mentioning a pair of maps which were changed a lot. So I'm going to propose you 3 positions which I discovered recently, well, of course recently. And well, I can't say they're all good because I had too little opportunities to test them, but I guess they are worth checking out, and if you try them, just give me some feedback whether they work or not, and for everyone else. And if you find some interesting position, then share it in the comments, please. So first we are in Prohorovka, and the first thing that I noticed that the lines 2 and 3 got lower, and that means it's harder to scout there. It's easier to hit you from lines 5 and 6 as well as from lines 1 and 2. So I would call that a little nerf of this map in terms of scouting, because now just lines 1, 2 and 3 are a little harder to scout. But I found another interesting position. I think this bush existed there even before, but it wasn't dense enough. Yeah, like the one I'm taking now. Yeah, right. But yeah, I think it wasn't dense enough to be used. So the whole point of this bush is, as you can see, I'm spotting the hill, which is the key point of the map to win this battle. And the good thing about it is that to the left from me, there is a bush that's covering me from the heavies in the middle of the map. Because that was the problem of this position. You know, I liked to be here, where I'm right now, but I could always be spotted by some heavy in the middle. So now there is a bush in front of me right now, which will block me, well, which will help me to stay invisible from the enemy heavies. So yeah, I'm just sitting there driving a bit left, right, because there are some trees blocking my view range, but that doesn't make so much trouble. You know, there is still enough distance for me to stay invisible there, but if someone gets too close, I will then stay in the bush for a while. So this looks very promising. I think I will use this position again, but I guess it will be pretty good. So now we are in Fisherman's Bay, and my team decided to ignore lines 1 and 2, even though like they are still pretty good for the northern team. So I'm trying to find some place for myself to be useful. I haven't played many battles in this map yet, so I'm kind of lost a bit, looking for some position, and I end up in a pretty interesting spot. So I'm in this bush for the first time, but it already looks pretty good to me. There are some dense bushes in front of me. There is a building which provides good cover right next to the bush, and there is like no gap between the bush and the building. And I can easily spot the heavy flank, and if there is some danger around, I can be pretty safe. I can escape very easily, which I value a lot in every position. I like, you know, being able to escape when I want to. And all of that is here, and even though like I do get hit here, I guess it's because I'm not careful enough, and it's probably more of my fault, but again, I'm playing here for the first time. And not only do I spot the heavy crossing there, but I can also shoot some places on the heavy flank too, such as that batchet that you can see right now. So if you have a chance, try this bush and let us all know in the comments how well it went for you. But for now, it looks very interesting to me. So let's move to El Haluf and see another position which I found there, probably the most questionable of all 3, because the first 2, they look pretty good for me. This one is maybe so-so and maybe will work sometimes, but it's definitely worth knowing and, you know, taking it into account. Maybe the enemy could be there, so that you will know where to look for the enemy. Anyway, this position is located on the ridge next to the big boulder at the edge of that ridge, and that allows you to see enemies, well, in front of you naturally, most of them, and also the light which goes to the bump near the heavy flank, which you can see right now on your screens. There are several problems with this position. First of all, you can't probably go there directly in the beginning of the battle. I was lucky to get there unspotted because, you know, some of the enemy tanks will go down right at you and you'll be lit on the way. But if you let the enemy tanks pass closer to the water, you know, you sit a bit back for like half a minute or a minute, then you will probably be able to take it. And there is another problem. You don't really see enemies to the left from you. I mean, around, you know, K5 and like J5, J6, because there are dense trees in front of you there. So maybe this position is like temporary. You go in, like you check the area, and then you just drive out and then see if someone is there at like J5, J6 from some other position. But for now, well, it's working more or less fine, and well, it's definitely interesting, and if you have a chance to take it, you probably should. And I guess because those bushes are pretty dense, you can also take it from the other side and spot the TD balcony where we have Centurion 7-1, the British tank destroyer. Anyway, this is the last position I wanted to show you in this video, and well, I hope this video was interesting to you. Try these positions, let us know if they're good, and remember that every position has to be taken at a proper moment, when you know there will be enemies to spot, when you know that you will have allies to shoot for you, and you know that it will be safe enough. So no positions work at 100% of the cases. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next videos.